This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It is what we do. Nonstop news starts right now. We are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour. Before we get to this, we've been talking about that lady whose Christmas things were stolen, right?
Yeah.
We have so many wonderful giving people in San Antonio. Surely somebody is going to step up and make sure that lady has the Christmas decorations she needs.
Yeah, because she got a potentially bad mammogram.
So we were talking about her behind the scenes, and I wanted her to know that we're thinking about her. So anyway, Nonstop News starts right now.
We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette with the weather. She'll give us another look in just a few moments.
Joy 35 is being 35 today.
Yep, sure is. And now we've got a few other issues to contend with as well. So let's get 35 out of the way here. We are looking at over an hour delay in the northbound lanes here. And then, or southbound lanes, I should say, about a 20-minute delay in the northbound lane. So southbound is where you're going to really feel it the most, but northbound very slow as well. All of this because of partial construction closures between Weidner and Thousand Oaks. Over on the west side, Highway 90 westbound is closed entirely just inside Loop 1604 because of a crash here where a car went into the median a little bit. They did close both of the westbound lanes, so all traffic off onto the frontage road there. As the rest of San Antonio, photojournalist David Mendoza is following it from Sky 4. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning. So right now we're headed north on 1604, just past Culebra Road. We've seen that accident on 90. They're still working on that right now. Both lanes closed, as Joy mentioned. We've also seen another minor accident on the southbound lanes of 1604 at Culebra Road. Right now we're just looking at the traffic in the New Gilbo and Shanefield area. Everything's running smooth. We're headed over to the north side right now to check out another accident. We'll let you know how it looks when we get there. Back to you for now.
David, thanks. That's the latest.
A local man who was involved in a police shooting when he was a teenager is back in police custody. Eric Cantu was shot by a former San Antonio police officer, James Brennan, back in 2022. Now, Cantu was 17 years old at the time, but he's had several run-ins with police since then. Yesterday, the 187th District Court confirmed that Cantu, who was released on bond 11 days ago, was taken back into custody. He's now facing a burglary charge, besides being on probation for a previous charge of evading arrest.
The oldest Veterans of Foreign Wars post in the state has been the target of a devastating burglary. Around 3 Monday morning, the local Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 76 was burglarized by 2 people. They stole an undisclosed amount of money from a dispensing machine and took off. Now, that post says the sweeps gaming machines support veteran service dog programs and help maintain their operating costs. They say they'll now redirect those funds to bolster security measures. Anyone with information is asked to call SAPD. Spurs legend David "The Admiral" Robinson and his company are suing a former business partner alleging fraud. The lawsuit was filed December 12th by Robinson and Admiral Capital Group against Daniel Basicis and Vero Capital Group. The suit alleges Basicis engaged in fraud, conversion, and breach of fiduciary duty while serving as a managing member. Robinson is seeking millions of dollars in damages. Admiral Capital was founded in 2008 and later rebranded as Vero Capital.
This morning, the Bexar County Medical Examiner needs help identifying that man right there. His body was found about 4 months ago along 410 on the northwest side. They think he's anywhere between 70 and 80 years old. They think stands about 5'1". They've run out of leads on trying to figure out who he was. So if you know who he is, call the medical examiner immediately. Happening later today, Border Patrol officials will announce a new effort along the border in Del Rio.
There are limited details on their announcement this morning, but this comes as the U.S. continues to intensify its immigration crackdown across the country. News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon joins us live with more on their coordinated effort this morning. Good morning, Christina.
Hey, good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. You know, the ultimate goal, though, is not only to keep illegal immigrants out of the U.S., but also to dismantle criminal organizations, anyone not coming in, basically, of a criminal element. Every day, Del Rio Border Patrol enforcement covers 245 miles on the Rio Grande, including Lake Amistar. This includes 41 Texas counties, more than 1,400 agents and staff across several stations along the border. Now, today, there's going to be an initiative to talk about how they plan to enhance security measures. It's going to improve the quality of life along the southern border. That's going to solidify the coalition of law enforcement agencies, state offices, local governments, and even private industry. So we're hoping to hear more from them on their efforts moving forward and what they do to plan on more of an immigration effort on their immigration crackdown and see what they do. Reporting live, I'm Cristina De Leon. We will send it back to you guys in the studio.
Christina, thank you. Making headlines this morning, 4 people have been arrested in California accused of planning New Year's Eve bomb attacks. Federal authorities say the arrests were made last week east of LA. Aerial footage shows the suspects allegedly trying to rehearse their plot. Prosecutors say they're members of an offshoot pro-Palestinian group called the Turtle Island Liberation Front. All 4 are from the LA area. They face charges of conspiracy and possession of a destructive device, with additional charges expected in the coming weeks.
U.S. military says it attacked 3 boats accused of smuggling drugs into the Pacific Monday. In a post on social media, military confirms that 8 people were killed in the attacks. It marks the 95th death in 25 known strikes in September. Congress, at least members of Congress, are expected to be briefed on the attacks by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other national security officials later today.
A federal judge will hold a hearing today to consider stopping construction on the new White House ballroom. This comes after a historic preservation group sued the administration, saying President Trump did not get approval from Congress for the project. The White House says stopping construction would prevent the Secret Service from meeting safety and security requirements.
All right, less than 15 minutes now before 7 a.m. Seniors being scammed out of billions, and the U.S. has now collected more than $200 billion in tariffs this year.
Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, David and Marisa. Good morning. Yes, the U.S. has collected more than $200 billion this year as a result of the new tariffs imposed by President Trump since the beginning of the year. Now, this $200 billion tally is only for the new tariffs, not for those imposed during Trump's first term. Those earlier tariffs do not face legal challenges, as the new tariffs do. Now, the tally comes as the Supreme Court considers arguments that the new tariffs are illegal and could rule on that any day. Well, scammers are draining seniors' life savings at staggering rates. The Federal Trade Commission says older Americans reporting about 4 times more in fraud losses last year than in 2020. These are the main findings from the FTC's Protecting Older Consumers report. And they show that reported fraud losses for those 60 and older exploded, with about $2.4 billion last year. The FTC warns that the real losses could be far higher due to underreporting. And in the U.S., electric bills have increased 13% this year. That's according to Climate Power. That is a climate advocacy organization whose national board features prominent Democrat politicians and activists. Now, Climate Power analyzed data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Projects that were canceled or delayed since Trump's election have led to a loss of 25,000 megawatts of planned energy generation, according to this report. And federal regulators slapped 4 of the nation's biggest retailers with warnings after investigators found recalled By Heart baby formula still on store shelves. So these letters were sent by the FDA to Walmart, Target, Kroger, and Albertsons, and accusing the retailers of continuing to sell or offering to sell this infant formula that's been linked to an outbreak that has sickened 51 babies across 19 states. Again, the name of that formula, By Heart. Okay, AI playing continued to weigh on the markets yesterday. So investors taking money out of the AI companies and putting it into things like industrials and healthcare. And in fact, that trend is continuing this morning. The AI companies are under some pressure. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, I am not a senior, but I almost got scammed a couple of weeks ago over the phone. I don't even know if I told you, Marisa, but it was jury duty deal and all kinds of things. And my point is, they prey on your emotions and you freak out and you start to do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I mean, that's what we tell seniors all the time on the news. Like, take a moment and just take a breath and figure it out. But it's hard to do.
Yes, good point. So I got actually a text that said so-and-so has sent you money in PayPal. And it was like, they sent you $1, they sent you $50, they sent you $55. It was like 4 different texts with all these different amounts, and I didn't recognize the name.
Okay.
And I was like, but the weird thing was, it was on a text that somebody legitimately had sent me money on PayPal, and so I actually talked to a cybersecurity person about it that I happened to be interviewing. He said they may have hacked that original person. So you just got to be. It's
very weird, and the things that they can figure out about you and your numbers and all of that, super scary. Anyway, the great Jane King live in New York today. Jane, have a great day.
Okay, bye.
San Antonio zoo lights have been named one of the best in the country. USA Today recently named the attraction the 4th best according to user votes. San Antonio was the only Texas zoo to be in the top 10, even beating out Detroit, Indianapolis, and Memphis zoos. Zoo lights will continue here in San Antonio through January 4th.
Pretty good run by the zoo. They had about 30,000 people, they say, show up for the debut of Congo Falls last weekend. That, of course, the first gorilla habitat in San Antonio in more than 30 years. The 2-acre habitat is now home to 7 gorillas. That one's just hanging out right there. News 4 was there when the exhibit opened. You can go back and watch the grand opening on the News 4 YouTube page.
Denny's is stepping into a new market with its syrup-filled sneakers. They're called the Sticky Kicks, and first ever sneakers made with syrup. Shoes go on sale Wednesday. Denny's is warning people not to puncture the shoes or eat the syrup from the shoes for many reasons. The Powerball jackpot is soaring once again, giving players nationwide a shot at $1 billion payday just in time for the holidays. The Powerball jackpot has climbed to an estimated $1.25 billion for Wednesday night's drawing. The cash option payout would be about $572 million. While no one has matched all 5 numbers, 2 players in Arizona and California matched 5 to win $1 million. Lucky
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
Listen, I'll take $1 million and I'll take this nice weather.
Do you like the cold?
I do, because it doesn't stick around for long.
Yeah, so it was very cold yesterday morning. It's cold this morning, but not as bad as yesterday morning. And by the way, the mornings moving forward, I don't see any 30s anytime soon. It's going to be warm.
Good,
yeah,
man.
I know.
That is no bueno.
Marie says, yay, you're like, nay.
What was that cold?
A sweat must. We're in for a
There we go.
hot Christmas.
Not
A
Christmas.
Sweat
Not
yes.
Christmas.
Sweat must.
Sweat must.
Yes.
Sweat must.
I didn't make that up, by the way. I got that online, but David said that I should take
Yeah,
credit
just
for
take it.
saying-
Oh, now you're calling me out.
The next weather maker is a weak cold front, which arrives late on Thursday. Don't see any rain with that, but that's going to cool us down briefly before it warms back up heading into Christmas week. And not only will it be warmer than normal here for Christmas, this is the case across the country. Well above normal, though, across the central and southern plains, even up across the northern states this weekend into next week. 10-day temperature trend. This afternoon, we'll see highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, milder, upper 60s near 70. Then it warms up into the upper 70s near 80 on Thursday. There goes the weak front arriving Thursday afternoon. Behind it, brief cool down Friday, 40s in the morning, upper 60s in the afternoon. The weekend through Christmas week, well above normal. It's going to get into the mid and upper 70s. First day of winter Sunday, next Thursday, Christmas, and those 2 days will be near 80. Large cloud deck slowly moving east across the state. There's an increase in upper level moisture. Mid to upper levels a little more saturated, and that's what's bringing the clouds. Late today going into tonight, it does get a little more saturated at the surface. That's why we're looking at a bit of rain coming our way. Across the country, not a whole lot of unsettled weather to track. Now this afternoon going into tonight, we'll start to see some very light showers developing across the south and west, and then that moves up towards the east and northeast. Tomorrow in the morning, watch for fog. Roads could be a little wet as well. And then tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll see some breaks of sun here, clearing out farther west, staying cloudy in the eastern zone. Thursday morning, we start off with some clouds, and then in the afternoon, as the drier air follows the front, we'll clear out. Chilly and cloudy this morning, temperatures in the 40s at least until 8. By noontime, we're in the low 50s, and then this afternoon, upper 50s near 60. 10% rain chance late today, a few sprinkles around, and then we could see some light showers tonight into tomorrow morning. Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, 78. Behind the front, we're at 45 on Friday in the morning, 69 in the afternoon, sunny. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny. First day of winter on Sunday, bright and sunny, and next Monday, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Here's the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. All of us will have to watch for that fog late tonight into tomorrow morning. Temperatures, just all over the place across the 4 zones over the next week. Best rain chance tomorrow is in the eastern zone.
All right, a few issues that we're tracking here this morning. Going to start off with that accident on the west side that has shut down Highway 90. That's the westbound lanes just inside Loop 1604. All traffic being diverted onto the frontage road. On the north side, Loop 410 westbound at Blanco Road. We have an accident here as well, also causing delays. And then our biggest slowdown, I-35 on the northeast side. Those southbound lanes looking at about an hour delay. Northbound about 30 minutes, all because of the construction closures happening between Weidner and Thousand Oaks. Photojournalist David Mendoza has been keeping tabs on all of this for us throughout the morning. He joins us live from Sky Fork. Good morning, David.
Hello and good morning. So we did have an accident on 410 in Blanco. It has since been cleared. Right now I'm above 281 and 410. Traffic is increasing throughout the city, but nothing as severe as yesterday. I'll leave you with that, folks. Drive safe and have a great day. Back to you.
All right, David. Thank you. That's the latest.
Joy, thank you. Mariah Carey is set to perform at the opening ceremony for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy. Wow. Carey becomes the first international star confirmed to perform at the February 6th ceremony at Milan's San Siro Soccer Stadium. In a statement, organizers say she embodies the emotional build-up to the games, calling music a universal language that reflects the ceremony's theme of harmony. The Winter Games will be held across northern Italy with additional smaller opening ceremonies planned simultaneously in 3 mountain clusters.
That seems perfect for her, right?
Yeah.
Like the Super Bowl halftime show is generally considered in the music world, excuse me, to be like the pinnacle, right? But if you could sing at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics.
Well, remember when Whitney Houston sang at the Olympics?
Yeah.
She sang, which song? I can't think of it.
I Will Always Love You?
No.
No.